The engineer should have captured that. He's in the middle of my men. Now he's got shot by a pillbox. Because I was going for the service depot.
Battle control initialized.
Hello there, comrades and cannon fodder. It's Dvoid here. I've got a 1v1 multiplayer game on Scorched Earth map for you. This is actually my second game of the day. But I'm posting this first because it's the highlight game of the post, and I'm going to add my first game of the day on after this. So they were played in a different order to what I'm showing them, but it's not important. It's just this is the highlight of the post. Like I say, this replay, but I'm using Russia and my opponent's using England. Like I say, this is my second game of the day, but I had played a good warm-up game. Now my opponent is actually trained his engineer first, but he's sending it to this oil derrick. Now either way, I would assume he'd send it that way, to this one first. That I wasn't expecting that. Now I've sent 4 rifles out to hunt the enemy engineer, but this guy is I did think of sending him over there. You see, he could have been moving this way for the time being. Now I'm capturing my first oil derrick. That's it. I've sent him. Look, he needs to hunt this engineer for when he gets to this one, but because I knew he hadn't started to capture that one, I didn't expect him to be there, and my opponent sent him a safe route, look, very safe. So that saved him. If he'd have just gone straight across, he'd be dead. I'd have caught him. So you see, I'm waiting here thinking he hasn't captured that yet. So, you know, he got past me. And I've got this guy here. I should have used him now. But he's actually searching. Look at that. He's done a good job. This guy would have died. And I wouldn't have wanted to sacrifice single rifles repeatedly, one after another. And I've captured the hospital in the centre, so I've got a nice bit of view range covering the centre of the map. But my opponent is capturing his second oil derrick now. I'm just on my way to capture the second, and I've sent him, instead of going straight, I've sent him a slightly safer route, just where my rifleman can cover him, you see. He's gone out of his way enough for these guys to cover him. My opponent's gone War Factory first, and he's sent his engineer on a trip around the edge. And I've already got rifles in position. These two, I'm escorting my engineer as well as I can. My opponent's built a Ranger. And he's found that rifle guard there. His engineer's still on its way, because there's nothing, no orders or anything happening in between. So, and you know, I don't think he's going to be diverted. And the Ranger's picking off my rifle guards. So now I've built my APC, I thought I'll put the engineer inside it for safety and regroup my infantry with the rocket troops so that they're not just going to get picked off one by one. I mean, a decent group of rifles can damage a Ranger quickly, but you want some rockets in there, and he's actually built 5 Rangers. I'm at 5,000 army value, my opponent's at 3,000. Yeah, he got the engineer. That's what changed. I wonder what changed on the army value. Yeah, my engineer's got out, and I'm trying to go and capture this because I'm surprised by the lack of contact with the enemy. But I have seen he's got Rangers because they've been harassing my rifle guards. So I'm making a play for the oil derrick here. But I didn't know he had a group of Rangers. I thought he only had 1 or 2. I didn't get to see how many until this point. I got 3 of them. So 3 Rangers is worth an engineer. And I'll take out the oil derrick because I haven't got an engineer to capture it or risk wasting time and resources trying to capture it. I'd rather just I could wait till later when I can secure the area and capture it, but I don't want the enemy to have the credits in the meantime, so I'll just destroy it in that situation. And then if it goes on to the long game, defend these, the closer ones that are easier to defend, at least at first. Now, moving out my second MCV. My opponent's got a second MCV. He's just set up at his first expansion. I'm choosing the same place on my side. Got a small group of units escorting our MCVs, both of us. I mean, they'll uncover a nice amount of view range between them. You know, they can see a lot of territory between them, these. Now, I've got 9,000 army value, 9.7. My opponent's at 8.6. I'm at 10 now. But he's got a small force here, but he's actually got tanks with them, whereas I've only got my APC. And until these guys arrive, I've got very few rockets. In fact, I think I've got about 2 rocket soldiers in that group. It's nowhere near enough to fight tanks. Look at that. It's just can crush them. Look, if you don't have rockets with your riflemen, they're just vulnerable to tanks. Because yeah, they can't outgun you, but they'll run you over. And for some reason, my opponent's turned away. I suppose he knows I've got reinforcements coming, or is assuming so. Now, I've got my eco-transfer here. And it looks like I've called all the units to attack, but I've sent these back and replacing their guard positions because I don't want everyone to respond. I want some scouts and some rifle guards left in place. I can't just leave this side undefended and unguarded. But I've moved forward here, placed another refinery. But I had to sell this one here. It was for power because of power problems. Yeah, I'm at 300 power and I'd need 300. So that's not good. Now I'm at 400. My opponent's attacking an oil derrick who sent 3 rifles and a rocket soldier. So I've got these guys able to guard it. I took one of them out before they could turn and retaliate. Looks like I'm moving forward here. I've got tanks with me. Yeah, I've taken out... Not quite. There's still one. Two rifles. Yeah, they're not firing back against this guy. Yeah, he's cleared out my rifle guards. That's why I've got units producing here in case I'm attacked. But I'm launching an attack here. But I'm at 14,000, my opponent's at 16, and I'm wondering why he's backing off if he's got a big army, because I could tell it was a substantial force, and then as soon as it clicked, immediately, he doesn't have to lose more units than he needs to. He can just back off and overwhelm me when I attack, so I knew I had to get straight out of that situation. And unlucky for me, I let myself get close enough where I'm going to lose units escaping. But it's better than losing them all. He knew exactly what he was doing. But here we go, I've brought reinforcements and I'm making a stand here where I've got base defences, infantry production, and tanks are arriving. Look, I'm building my flame towers, get repairs on. And he's smart to retreat because he can't take this lot out just with that. I've got too much on the way, and he knows I've got reinforcements. And I thought, since I've knocked him back, I didn't expect him to have this here. I had no idea. Let's see where the primary production is. Still at the front line. Here. Now, I thought he knows I've got a force here, and he thinks I'm going to be aggressive and attack more than likely. So I need to like change what he thinks I'm going to do. I need to do the opposite. So I thought I'll move my forces to this side because either he's going to attack or he's expanding to this half of the map, one or the other. So I thought I'd try and be ready for him while at the same time reinforcing this area because I know he's got forces on this half of the map. I'm fully aware because he retreated and saved some. Plus, I know he can produce units here because I got a glimpse of his base. Let's see. Yeah, I saw he's got defences and stuff and tons of units, so I know he's got a base there. And he's seen my base, and so I decided to move my forces to the other side of the map. I'm at 20,000, my opponent's at 25, but I brought my home base MCV with me, so I could play some base defences to take part in the battle. And now I do have enough rockets, and my tanks stay up front. I've got an airfield, I'm not repairing there, and it could have done because it took damage slowly. This is a problem. But I thought I can push here, I've got everything I need, all the elements I need, and look at those flamethrowers. Totally fried him. But my opponent's attacking here, and he's overrun what few defenders I had. Plus, I've called them in, look. So that was my own fault, and I'm not aware of it. He's got construction yard, war factory, and radar dome. And I'm building thieves. Yeah, look, he's destroying my base. I'm not aware of it. I'm too busy trying to secure this refinery. Destroy that so my thief can get in there. And it looks, he's packed that up. And now he's destroyed war factory and he's sold it. That was quick thinking, he's done well. He's destroyed the war factory, he's destroyed the construction yard. Now the radar dome, so no more thieves. Whatever I don't get out, whatever I use, I need to use these. I can't build train anymore. So whatever I use, I get out of it. It's got to be done now. And I saw it in time to get these guys out of there. Luckily. And I had to press on. I thought, I've got to press on and make use of these thieves, steal some cash, because I've got money problems now, look. And I'm starting to build a defence force here, because I have to. I've got no choice. And this is my central construction. But I've overrun it there. But I've got no thieves left alive. They were all killed. So I have to destroy that. I've just got to. I can't leave it. And I'm trying to use an engineer. Make use of something. So here we go. There's a rifleman. I wonder if that will see. And now here's the attack. Oh, he sold something and shot my engineer up there. But my defence force is more than enough to stop these guys. More than enough. And he tried attacking in different places, but now I've realised I'm okay. I can use that force in the field, and I'm at 14,000, my opponent's at 11, but because he killed my engineer, I've got to deal with this lot. And I saw attacks here, and knew I'd left this intact, so it meant a tank stream. So I had to just do something, I had to. Couldn't leave them because I've lost games because of that. One yesterday and the other day I left war factories intact and got smashed because of it. Here's another engineer I'm trying to make use of. But they were chasing my construction yard trying to destroy it, and I think that helped me wipe out that last sort of central army of his. But here we go, he's got another force and they're too late to help their friends. And I've got enough rockets to stop crushes. Look at that, those medium tanks are getting wiped. And now I've got tanks, but he's selling stuff before my engineers can get to it. But if it makes them sell, then it's fine. So it saves me having to destroy them. Now I've got another engineer and I'm going to capture there, see what happens. Now, my base is completely defenceless. I've got 4 ore trucks here and 2 there, so I've got an income. And I've noticed this now, because I've got 1 barracks left there. There, I've set my primary production, but he's got a base defence, so I have to keep away. And there you go, I've attacked here, and I'm bringing an engineer with me. What happened over there, looks like the ore truck crushed him, and there's a lot of base defences. It's crucial where I keep my tanks. I'm destroying ore trucks as I go. These guys are getting wiped, because I'm calling everyone in. So, I'm destroying power. Is he in low power? No, he's holding on for power. I'm at 15,000, he's at 3, but it's definitely not over. The engineer should have captured that. He's in the middle of my men. Now he's got shot by a pillbox, because I was going for the service depot. Now I've got to watch. These pillboxes are what he's going to use to destroy my my units. So I have to, like I say, keep tanks all around and deal with them. Look out for any other attacks. I've called in everyone by the looks of it. My opponent's got no army value to speak of, and he's called it. So there you go, that was a bit of a brutal second game. A nice battle. So there you go, but my engineers and thieves couldn't catch a break. They were just getting, stopped. So, in this case, against such a good opponent, I need to use an APC and properly overrun somewhere, and then use an APC to quickly deploy an engineer and get the capture underway, so they can't sell it, and just try and do it as quickly as possible. But I'll go through the army graphs and charts, because I want to show a second game on it. But here's the army graph. Yeah, started stronger because of my opponent's build. But after the first engagement, I was behind all the way up until the 10th minute. And then I managed to claw back a victory. It was a hard fight and a good fight. Here's the earnings graph. That's fairly even, although my economy did slump towards, at one point, it slumped and it nearly got me destroyed. My finishing army isn't very much, but it's enough to finish the job. I've got 4 badly damaged heavy tanks, 2 more fresh ones on the way, and about less than 30 infantry. Right, I've got an 11,000 army value. I've lost 12 structures. My opponent's lost 27. I killed 312 units. My opponent killed 260. And I destroyed 95,000 of my opponent's assets. My opponent destroyed 69,000 of my assets. I do have support powers counting down because I did place an airfield. But I didn't build aircraft or any other tech except thieves. My production, no surprise, there's an ore refinery and heavy tank being built. No surprise there. But I've got 8 ore trucks. I've still got an oil derrick intact. 6 grand of cash. So I recovered my economy. I was at 30 actions per minute, but my opponent was at 52. So I was sure giving some orders. But there you go. There's the basic graphs and charts for that game. And I'm going to add my first game of the day onto this same replay.
Terminated. Battle control initialized.
So, welcome to the second battle of this replay, but like I say, this was actually the first game of the day, and this is a 1v1 on Timian map. I'm using Russia, and my opponent's using England for this game. I'm in my usual red colours for Russia. This is similar to my green that I use as a secondary colour, although I think the green I use is very slightly darker, but I could be wrong. There's very little in it. It's pretty much my secondary colour, because red's a popular colour, so I often have to use my secondary. When I use France, I use light blue. But my opponent sent rifles to my closest oil derrick here, in the centre, not the closest. But I had to hold my troops, stop them advancing, and group a few together in order to actually... He's got five rifles there. Now I've got 5 and more arriving. But he hasn't sent an engineer yet. He's capturing his closest oil derrick. I've captured mine and he's on his way. So I can't let him run into the oil derrick. I've got 2 guys escorting him. I have to do something. So 10 men attacking 5. He got a few there. Now he's got 3 rifles and he's escorting his engineer by the looks of it. Yeah. Oh, he's training more. 6 rifles to 12, 7, 14 to 8. Looks like standard build orders. I've got double ref, my opponent has. And I've moved forward with these because I've seen my enemy hasn't got any presence by this oil derrick. He's not moving forward with his engineer. Now he's training rocket troops. I do at the 2-minute mark. I order about 5 to 8 rifles, and then I train a rocket soldier rifle, rocket soldier rifle, and rocket soldier, just to get my 3 rockets trained as early as possible. But I do build some rifles first, because I place them as guards, rifle guards, close to protect my base and to watch for engineers moving around the edge of the map, and grenadiers, etc. You know, warn of flank attacks, and that's what I do at the 2-minute mark. Before I train my 3 rocket soldiers that you need, I do place about 5 or 8 rifle guards. But I've seen he's moving forward to this now to secure his oil derrick, and he made it past my rifle guard. Nicely done. But I've taken my engineer and dropped him off, so he's not inside the APC, and he's got his troops spread out nicely. He's got that well protected, and because I haven't captured it, so I can't see it, so I can't pick him out for a snipe. Now these riflemen, we'll see. He's well protected, that engineer. Here we go. Yeah, I've got the engineer, shot him. I'm trying... Oh, let it stop. I should have continued to move away. I'd have just saved the APC. But I've won the engagement, and my engineer is safe, so he's making his way forwards. Now, I'm assuming that's... Oh, my opponent's got a little bit. A few rifles left, by the looks of it. Yeah, he's training some as well. But I'm securing the oil derrick. He'll be able to see that. But I'm... obviously, I've got rifles here. And he won't know. And that formation will be... It's interesting, actually. It's hard to say. Yeah. Because a longer formation is better than a group of units bunched up. It's better, but it just depends on numbers, you know. And timing. Both sending a rifle to investigate. And sending another one. It's always good sending rifle scouts from your unit groups, just to let you know how close the enemy are. And he's attacking my units. He's using the view range of the ranger. But he's still losing units because I've got the view range of the oil derrick. That's, yeah, that's a shame. I got that. Nice. They are nippy, those rangers. He got away from dodging missiles. But now I've got a tank to help me screen my units, and I'm moving forward for this forward expansion. Take this ore field here. And I thought, right, I'm not going to keep building up force in the same place. I'm going to actually switch to a different location where my enemy isn't expecting me, and it hopefully is still rallying units here and continue to do so. So I'm going to hit him elsewhere once I've secured this. But it does also mean you have to train units to protect here, because now obviously this is vulnerable. So my tank should be rallying to, you know, somewhere in here, and these barracks can train infantry and deploy them here behind your buildings like that. That's the best way to defend your structures and prepare for an attack. Let the enemy move into your view range before they can even see you. Your units are firing at them. Say if the enemy had units here, they'd be able to shoot him because they can see him, look. But I would not be able to see them, look here. So it's all view range is essential. Well, he's got this small group here, and I can't see any... he's shot my engineer then. That was about here, but I can't see any vehicles. Has it gone ahead and died or something? Now I've launched my attack because my rifle scout is unhindered. 17,000 to 10,000. Right, and I'm hitting ore trucks. And I'm preparing for the attack. I'm not running in between more buildings while I've got... Oh, he's got a base defence behind me. Very nice. But while I've got tanks up front, my forces can fight on an even terms. Even if my opponent can see me, I can see my opponent's units because I've got a tank. There we go. I've won that. This force is still here. But the longer it takes, the more units I'll have here to stop it. And I've got these protecting my oil derrick still. But he's slowly defeating this force here, and base defences will do it. So I've got to send reinforcements, but I know he's got base defences here. So these guys have to get out of the way until they've got a screening vehicle. And now he's attacking. Took losses from the base defence, but you see how superior my view range is compared to his. You can't fight under those conditions. You need a vehicle to give you equal view range to your opponent. You see, look. See, my vehicles are giving me adequate view range, so if my opponent did hide here or between them or here, I'd be able to see him with my vehicles. Plus, they screen you from base defences. So, you know, but I've been in this situation where I've had the enemy overwhelmed, and I'm attacked their base and stuff, and the more I move into the base, the worse it is, and I've lost games where I had it won, and I've thrown it and messed it up because I went too deep into the enemy base without causing proper efficient losses, and I was fighting very inefficiently. So I have lost, even when I've been in similar situations. It doesn't mean you've won. Just finish the game and fight efficiently all the way. But there's the army graph. Like, my opponent was a bit behind, and combat didn't do him no favours. But there's the earnings graph, fairly equal up until the last few minutes. My finishing army, a few, several heavy tanks, and some infantry. It was about I don't know, a couple of decent groups of units there. Like, what's it? 15,000 army value. That's all right. And in the combat chart, I killed 131. My opponent killed 106. And I lost one structure. My opponent lost 7. I destroyed 31,000 in my opponent's assets. My opponent destroyed 19,000 of my assets. So it was a decent scrap. No support powers in effect because I haven't got far enough to build radar or an airfield, although I am about to place the radar dome. It's almost ready. It's like a second away. So I was about to implement a few infiltrations. That's why it's often useful to attack another area in case that where the enemy's focusing their strength, you can't get thieves and stuff into their refineries, because not only are they fighting there, they can also, their attention is there and they'll sell refineries. That's why it's often useful to attack somewhere else and infiltrate where they're not paying quite as close attention. There's a couple of ways you can go about avoiding them selling structures. And one way is dividing attention and combine it with doing it extremely quickly by dropping an APC right next to them and dropping off an engineer and thieves. Get them all set with control groups, so you can order them, press the engineer's control group. As soon as you press F and they exit the APC, tap the engineer's control group number and order the capture, and then within less than a second you can get the capture underway, and then it's all yours. You just have to defend it from your enemy. But there's production. Like I say, I'm just about to place my radar dome. Economy, 7 ore trucks left. I've got 3 oil derricks. Still got 6 RAM. My opponent's got some cash as well. Here's the basics. 27 actions per minute. My opponent was at a chilled 20. So that's fine. And there you go. There's the second game. I just thought I'd add it on. These are my first 2 games of the day. But obviously the first battle was my post-highlight. So I hope you enjoyed the games, everyone. If you like what you saw, give us a sub and a like. And as always, take good care of yourselves. And until next time, goodbye.
Battle control terminated.